What's up, Attack Helicopters? Welcome back to my channel. I'm back on 2K today, and I'm going to be settling a common debate. Who is the GOAT, the greatest of all time in NBA history? And I'm going to settle this debate once and for all by having 4 of the possible GOATs in a small tournament where each player makes up their whole team, all 14 players, for each team. Now those 4 players are, of course, Alex Caruso, Brian Scalabrine, the White Mamba, Boban Marjanovic, and the greatest player in the league right now and possibly ever, Joe Ingles. Now in this tournament, Joe Ingles, being a 79 overall, will be the number 1 seed. In the first round, he'll be playing against the White Mamba, Brian Scalabrine, a 73 overall, who will have the home court advantage. And then Alex Caruso, a 75 overall, will be going up against Boban Marjanovic, another 75 overall. But since Boban is about 7'4" and Alex Caruso is 6'5" in his big boy shoes, I think it's fair that Alex Caruso gets a home court advantage in this one. Haven't seen this many white guys on an NBA floor since segregation was still a thing. But here we are, ready to go. We got 5 Joe Ingles with 9 Joe Ingles on the bench, going up against 5 Brian Scalabrines with another 9 Brian Scalabrines on the bench ready to go. The tip-off goes to Brian Scalabrine. Brian Scalabrine got the first shot of the game, and another Brian Scalabrine took that as an opportunity to fondle one of the cameramen. But a few possessions later, and they do get the first bucket of the game. One of the Joe Ingles, though, answers back with an open 3. Then again, Brian Scalabrine pick and fading for an open 3, putting the Brian Scalabrines up 5-3. The Joe Ingles club answers back with an open mid-ranger from the corner. Then we see the raw athleticism of Brian Scalabrine, almost got the Julius Erving finish. But later on, they just stuck to the white guy stuff and got more open 3-pointers. Took a nice slow drive to the bucket on Joe Ingles. But Joe Ingles answers back with a very slow and 1 layup. And to end the first quarter, Brian Scalabrines have another shot, and what else would they do besides hit another open 3-pointer? Ending the first quarter, 13-8, Brian Scalabrines. First make of the second quarter, Brian Scalabrine finds Brian Scalabrine for an open 3-pointer again. I think they're just going to stick to the white guy stuff. Not a bad game plan for him. But Joe Ingles shows off the greatest vertical of all time with a punishing dunk. Then he pulls out the Kyrie Irving handles, takes on the whole team, sends one to the floor, and makes a mid-ranger in the face of the defender, Brian Scalabrine. But the White Mamba again, just jabbing him up, hitting the 3-pointer. But Joe Ingles shows off the team chemistry with his teammate Joe Ingles and finds him for an open layup. Second half here, you can see not much has changed as Brian Scalabrine is just hunting that 3-point shot. Joe Ingles' team down big here. They get another athletic finish. They got on a hot streak here, scoring multiple times in a row. Down 2 points. They found one of the Joe Ingles in the corner, but he misses the 3-pointer. But his buddy Joe is down in the paint, boxing out. Got the putback layup. Great white guy fundamentals. White Mama's going down the other way in a tie ball game, and what else would they do besides finding another open man for the 3-pointer? And Joe Ingles to Joe Ingles for another open shot. That's another miss. But another Joe Ingles is ready to box out. Joe Ingles can really play any position on the floor. It's not like he has an option in this game. Then 6-point game here, with the White Mamba showing off the purple Deadeye, hitting the mid-ranger in the face of the D. Another open 3 for Joe Ingles, but he can't find his touch. But you know who can? Brian fucking Scalabrine. Good God, best 3-point shooter of all time. With 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to go, they get a timeout as it's an 11-point game and all the Brian Scalabrines are shoulder to shoulder, goatee to goatee on the bench, game planning with Brad Stevens. The Joe Ingles here down 11 points, but he drives past the defense and shows off his 55-inch vertical. They get a steal here late in the fourth quarter, find another open Joe Ingles, getting another bucket, bringing the game within 7. Then they find Joe Ingles in the corner again, but Brian Scalabrines are even playing defense from the bench. Good team defense. But another steal from the Joe Ingles, and another hard drive, gets fouled on his way up, ends up making both his free throws. 40 seconds left in the game here, down 5. Joe Ingles find another open 3-pointer in the corner, but the Brian Scalabrines are some of the best clappers in the league and of all time. They throw off the shot, and they have to start fouling at this point, down 5 with 35 seconds left to go. The White Mamba hits both free throws, making it a 7-point game. The Joe Ingles find a pretty bad shot, haven't made a 3-pointer all night, it seems. The White Mambas get the rebound, dribble out the remainder of the game, and this advances them into the second round to play the winner of the Boban-Alex Caruso game. As you can see here, the leading scorer for the Boston Celtics was none other than Brian Scalabrine, the best one being the top Brian Scalabrine. There's no way to tell who's who, but he had 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And as a team, Joe Ingles shot 1 for 16 from 3, and the Brian Scalabrine shot 9 for 31 from 3. Second game here, and it's Alex Caruso at home versus Boban Marjanovic's. Bit of a height disadvantage here. We're going to see how this goes. Again, the NBA floor is just looking like a country club with all those white men. And here we are on the tip with the 7'4" Boban Marjanovic against the 6'5" Alex Caruso. But Alex Caruso reaches up, grabs the tip, and they get the first possession of the game, which led to not much as Boban Marjanovic just put his hands up in the paint, went down the other other way, and Bobo's just posting up, hits the post hook, but the Caruso's sprinting down the other end, drawing the attention in the paint, kicks it back out to Alex Caruso for the open three, bringing the Lakers up 1. But Bobo again just posts up, abuses Alex Caruso like an NFL wife, doesn't stand a chance, and the point guard Boban takes it the length of the floor, goes right around the defense, gets another layup, putting them up 3. The Carusos get the rebound here, they've got much speed on the team of Bobans, and Alex Caruso rises up for the Michael Jordan finish, but Boban goes down the other way, takes out his sexual frustration on the defense and slams it home. And with 5 seconds left to go in the first quarter, the Bobans set a pick and roll, Boban catches it in the paint and comes all over Alex Caruso, just embarrassing him. At the start of the second quarter, again Boban's just dunking on little Alex Caruso, doesn't stand a chance in there. Really, this game got pretty ugly from the start. The Alex Caruso's down 5 here, they get a steal, they just run by every other Boban and rise up for another easy dunk. But Boban is just too much to handle in the paint, gets another easy layup. And again, they're posting up on Alex Caruso, but his defense was about as helpful as the Minneapolis police on May 25th. But the Carusos go down the other way, and he bullets passes out to the open Caruso for a 3-pointer. They get another steal in this possession, which leads to another wide open dunk. Boban just again rises up over the little Alex Caruso and gets whatever he wants, just like Ben Roethlisberger does at bars. But the lead pretty much stayed at around 10 points for the rest of the game. But even in the last possession, Boban puts up a 3, and another Boban gets a putback just to demoralize the Alex Carusos. An 11-point win for the Boban Marjanoviches. Of course, they dap each other up. Game recognizes game. And that leads us to the finale. Now, Brian Scalabrine has the overall disadvantage and the height disadvantage, so he gets home court advantage. And here we are in the finals, ready to go on the tip-off, and Boban somehow again doesn't win the tip. A few possessions later, and the Bobans again are scoring in the paint, but the Brian Scalabrine's doing what they do, spotting up for an open 3, bringing the game within 1. Then the Brian Scalabrine's a few minutes later on the fast break gives it to the White Mamba, who dunks from pretty much the free throw line, tying up the game 5-5. This was a really good defensive game, not much scoring going on in the first quarter. Tied 5-5 here, Boban gets a nice shot, but it's no good, so it's 5-5 going into the second quarter. But Boban with a nice ball fake and gets the inside finish. As you can see, they're currently shooting 3 for 10 and 2 for 13. Great start for the Goats. But the White Mamba here jizzes on the defense, hits a 3-pointer, bringing the Boston Celtics up 1. Then again they find the open Brian Scalabrine in the corner for the mid-range shot, bringing them up 3, but the Bobans answer back quickly with a layup. Then Boban here playing point guard, crosses up the defense, goes up strong. Brian Scalabrine has no clue how he just fouled him. Boban ends up making one of the free throws, tying up the game, but Brian Scalabrine being ruthless, spotting up for another 3-pointer and hitting it. But the Bobans here, it's like they've written up a play just for the 3 of them. With the handoff, clears the paint, goes up strong for the nice finish. Brian Scalabrine with the MJ fadeaway that MJ took from him, hits it in the face of the 7'4" defender. Start of the second half here, we see Boban with the slow motion dribbling, gives it up to his wingman Boban, who goes all the way for a nice finish. The Scalabrine's come back, take a difficult shot, but another Scalabrine is in the paint, gets a rebound and puts it back up. Another Scalabrine here just going ISO ball, misses his shot, but again gets his own rebound and the putback, bringing them up for the biggest lead of the game so far. I think, I'm not sure. Boban going down the other way, just blows by the defense. If they reach, he teaches. But what else would the Scalabrine's do besides answering back with another spot up 3, bringing the lead to 6, and then again Boban's just blowing by the defense, being a point guard as he is, tying up the ball game midway through the fourth quarter. Then Brian Scalabrine showing what he taught Kobe Bryant, hits a 3 in the face of the D, but Boban answers back with the and 1 finish, pointing out the Scalabrine's, telling them they smell like shit. Think a fight might break out on the court soon.
2 seconds to go. This game is not over. Richie Powers is in a fight with a fan.
Boban completes the N1 play, tying up the game midway through the fourth quarter. But the Scalabrine's again with a spot up 3-pointer. But the Bobans go down the other way, again getting fouled. Brian Scalabrine again doesn't understand how he just fouled him, even though he just tackled him. And later on, the Bobans tie the game up at 30 points. But the Scalabrine's do what they do best, hitting another 3-pointer, bringing them up 3 late in the fourth quarter. But Boban finds Boban open in the paint, dunks on Scalabrine. But up 1, the White Mambas find another 3-pointer from the wing, bringing the Scalabrine's up 4 points late in the fourth quarter. But loose ball situation here, but Boban is a great hustler, goes up strong, gets fouled, ends up making both free throws. They find Scalabrine in their hot spot again, but they end up missing. Down 2, the Bobans find Boban for a nice post hook shot. He misses, but he gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and he's on fire. We've got a tie ball game here. 7 seconds left in the game. The Bobans have the ball. They give it into the hot Boban. Almost almost turns it over, goes up strong but misses, and the Scalabrinis get the rebound, can't make the full court shot, so they're going to overtime. In the start of the 3-minute overtime here, Brian Scalabrini with the tough drive, gets thrown on his butt, spreads his legs for Boban. Boban loves what he sees, but Brian only makes one of the 2 free throws, and the Bobans answer back quickly with a strong post up, bringing the Bobans up 1 point with 2 minutes left to go. And then a minute later, Boban makes a tough drive, goes up strong but misses a layup. There's another Boban in there to get his rebound and puts it back up, bringing them up 3 points. And the Scalabrinis here try to take an off the dribble 3-pointer, does not go in. They got another stop and another opportunity to hit a 3. The shot clock ticking down. Brian Scalabrini just stands there with the ball, but somehow finds an open Brian in the paint, somehow makes it over the 7-4 defender, bringing the game within 1 with 11 seconds left to go, which forces them to foul into the free throws. Boban Marjanovic shooting the free throws, makes the first one, has the face of a serial killer, but he shoots the second and it's off. But Bobans get the rebound, and they get fouled again while up 2 points. Boban again shooting some free throws, but ends up missing the first and making the second. Boston calls a timeout, but out of the timeout they find an open Brian Scalabrini for a 3-pointer, but it's no good. Bobans get the rebound. All they have to do is make one and the game's over, and he does just that. That about settles it. Boban Marjanovic is the greatest player of all time. There's no point of even debating it anymore. He's greatness in the flesh. He could play until he's 50. He could get MVP every year if he wanted to, but that would just make the league boring and people would stop watching. Really, how can you hate this man? How can you stop him? How can you resist yourself from making out with him? I don't know. Life is a mystery. Thank you guys for watching, but on a serious note, thank you guys for all the recent support. Thank you for 35,000 subs. I'm going to be posting a couple more 2K videos here in the near future. I already have some recorded, and then I'm probably going to go to NASCAR and go backwards on a racetrack. Seems like something that's inevitable I have to do. But thanks for watching. Make sure you slut shame the people in the comments. Make fun of people for being white. Something like that. Go follow my other social media accounts so you can build up my ego. But I appreciate you guys. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.
Marijuana give me power. I can sit and write for hours. Steady smoking on the sour. Diesel power. Hit the flower. How could you try to step, bitch? Icon test. Ask Jaden Smith who the one to be the icon next. From the ghetto when the cowards slamming I palm text, but then be speaking to the ops saying I confess.